Hey, what's up? I'm coming at you with a super quick video, hopefully, on the new status property on Notion. I just saw this today, so I thought I'd hop on and make a super quick run through about what it's all about. And so hopping right into it, it's a new property. It's called status. So if we hit the add button, you can find it where you'd find all of your properties. It's in basic, right under multi-select, and it is status. And so what status does is it lets you set 3 different status options. So to do, in progress, and complete, as you can see. But what you can also do is you can add multiple different options within that to do. So for example, if you have something you need on the to-do list, but it's something that you can't do yet because it's waiting for something else to be finished, or you can't finish right now because it's stopped for some reason, there's a problem with it and you can't finish it right now, then you can add those in the to-do or the in progress or the completed. This is actually super cool. When I first saw this, I thought, man, what would this be used for? But now that I've actually looked at it, it's actually really cool. A lot of times what we'll do is we'll tend to do this with the status or the select property or the tags property. We'll kind of make that a makeshift sort of status property. But now we don't need to do that. And also, it just looks a lot better than the select and the tags. I really like that little dot, and you can make a default, right? So let's go to do and let's say can't start yet, or here, let's just call it prereq, meaning something needs to be done before we can start this. And we can of course change the color of this to whatever we want. We'll make it yellow. And then let's say in progress, and we can say held up. So something went wrong and we can't do it right now, and that's an orange flag, maybe not a red flag because it's in progress. And then we have done, and we can say it's done or it's ready, right? So maybe this is for like a YouTube video, and I'm going to keep that green just because I want to. Maybe that's for a YouTube video, for example. So you're done with the YouTube video, everything's there, everything's done, and now you just have to hit publish. So we can just give it the ready. What we can do, I have a bunch of different tasks here. We can go ahead and come to this and we can give it any of these assignments, right? So we can say prereq for this random task 1. We can say held up for this random task 2, in progress, of course, in progress, and done, let's say. And if I want to add a new task, it will automatically default. This property is meant to be used in a sort of project or task database, so it's going to give you a default thing. And so the default is going to be not started, which makes sense. If you make a task, you would think that you're probably making it before you started it, and so you can do that here. And that's a quick, really all that the status does. It's super simple, but we can make this super powerful. So here's a little template of what my to-do list looks like right now, actually. And I'm gonna show you how I today switched over from using this priority tag to using the status tag, and we'll do that super quickly. So what I did was I went ahead, new thing, I called it priority, but we'll call it status here because it won't let you have 2 things of the same name. And what I did, as you can see, these are the different things that I have. I have must be, should be in priority terms, must be done, should be done. I need to start soon, or I should start soon. I have time to do. So a lot of times for my podcast, I edit. Obviously, I can't do my podcast before it's recorded. So a lot of times that will get done in the have time because I record on Sunday. I don't record any earlier than that. So it's a have time sort of thing, and it'll only get moved over at a later time. We have these, and of course in progress, just to get things out of my way generally, because I'm usually on the priority view, as you can see here, which is using this grouping, which we're going to change that to. But instead, I do want to keep these same things. Obviously, you can be a little bit more descriptive than me. You can word these better, but this is just how I like to do it, and that's the wonder of Notion. You can do it how you want to do it, and no one can tell you otherwise. Except for the Notion YouTubers, of course. I'm sure that they can tell you otherwise. So for my to-do, the must be and the should be, that means they haven't been started yet. That means they have to be done or should be done. So that's going to go here. So must be and should be. And now in progress is, well, in progress, right? And then I don't have a done because I use this nice little checkbox. So we'll just keep done as done. And then there's start soon, which also means it hasn't been started. So start soon. Okay, now that we have all of those set, obviously mine's not as using the plethora of options here. I'm only using some of them. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to go back to this properties, go to status here. We can pull this up right there next to priority. And oh, that'll move it on the table. And of course, so start soon. I have that as blue, but I don't want that to be blue. I want that to be a nice, I don't know, purple. Purple's a good color. Should be done is a sort of yellow, you know, and then must be done. We'll say that's a red, you know, that must be done. And in progress, we're going to change that to orange. And so for me, I don't really want to do this not started thing. I want it to be in one of the things that I use. I don't want to use not started. So I'm going to go to should be, because everything I add on the table should be done technically. And so I'm going to go ahead and click on the should be, and we'll see set as default here. And so we can go ahead, hit continue, and boom. Now if I make something new, it'll automatically get the should be status there. What else you can do is you can also change how the status shows. So obviously if we click on it, it gives us a fancy sort of select type of menu. And so you can make that instead. You can show it as a checkbox. And what that does is similar to the checkbox that I already have here. If I hit check, it automatically changes it to done. So if we go back to this property here, and then I have show it as select, it'll show as done now because I hit the checkbox. But I personally think that I'm going to leave it on what it is now. So I'm going to leave it on the select. That's how I did it, right? Super simple, really easy. But here's where we can get kind of fancy with it. It's where we can use the grouping here. So as you can see, I have my priority grouping is based on this property right here, the priority property. But now I can use the status property because I'm going to get rid of this priority property in the end. That's really my goal here. And so what I'll do is I'll go to the three dots. I'll go to group and group by status. And what that now I can sort by ascending, descending, or manual, so I can move them around. So I want in progress means I've already started it and I know what I'm doing, so that's not going to be an issue. Oh, also you could delete the not started if you want to. You could just completely get rid of it. I'm going to put must be at the top because that's the highest priority, and then we'll put should be right under that. Start soon is a little bit less priority, and then in progress, of course. So that's how I want to sort them. You can hide the empty ones if you'd like to. It'll clean things up a bit. I'll keep them shown for now. What we can do is, so group by status and status by, either you can group it by the must be, should be, start soon, in progress, or you can group it by to do, in progress, and done. So if I press this and I sort it by, not manual, if I status by group, you can see complete, in progress, and to do, and we can move these around. So complete would probably be at the bottom. So there you go. To do, in progress, complete. And it looks super nice there, but I'm going to go ahead and keep it on option. It gives me more of an idea of what I'm doing here. And that's really almost it. So obviously I can do this with my board too. So I'll go to my board. I'll go to my grouping and we will hit status and then go ahead and do manual again. Done at the bottom, in progress at the bottom. Start soon, not started, must be, should be. There we go. That's the grouping. I'll go to properties here, go to status again, and then we can go ahead, come here to not started and hit delete on that. And there you go. Now it's gone. Doesn't exist anymore, which is super great. Obviously this works just as a board would. If I move it around, it'll change the status. The next really cool thing that we can do is filtering. So we're going to add an extra filter. So obviously this is set to done, but this is a must be right now because I have not started and I should, but we have these in progress and whatnot. But one of the things that I do for my to-do list, and this is going to be a template at some point that I will share, if I hit the check mark button here, boom, it disappears, right? So I have this filter here that says that if it is checked, then boom, gone, disappears. If it's unchecked, it'll show in this table here. But now what I want to do is, instead of simply getting rid of the done button in this nice status here, also now I can get rid of my priority property. What I can do with this nice status here, I like this done button. I think it looks cool. I think it's interesting. And so what I want to do is I want to make it so if I either check this box or I change this to done, it'll disappear. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're gonna turn this into or we'll add a filter. You can add a filter rule, add a filter group, whatever you want to do. And so this is going to be status is, and you can do a few things here. So you can come to status and you either get to do, so you get the general to do, or you get start soon, or you can go granular with it. So you can go you can pick the group, or you can pick the specific status, just like you could do for the grouping. And so what we're going to do is status is not done. And what that will give us is this. Now, if I come here, there's some completed, by the way. So, but if we change if we change a few of these to done, came back to our priority view, we would see that it's not showing up here, even though it's done, it's checked. So if I hit check on this now, boom, it disappears. And then if I take this task 2 here and I hit done, boom, it disappears. It's gone, and it comes right over here somewhere. It's maybe on the screen. I'll find it and I'll edit it. Oh, because we have to add another filter to our completed. So we're going to add a filter rule here, and we'll say or, because this is an or, so it's either checked off or it has the status of, and honestly, I could just say complete there. And so is complete. And so that's an or statement, and that'll work perfectly well. And we can do that with the board as well. I'm not going to do it because that would be tedious. But as you can see, that's a quick way that I started to use the status property in Notion. That's a super quick overview of the status property. We can do a lot with this, honestly. You can go a lot granular, and I think it's a really cool thing. Initially, I kind of wrote it off, but I think that it's a great feature, and they did a great job. And so super quick video. Thank you for watching this one. I have a normal video recorded and ready to be edited, so you'll probably see that soon, maybe within this week as well. Maybe you'll get 2 videos this week. But yeah, much love. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.